Heartbreaking tragedies like Jennifer's are all too common when women attempt to leave an abusive relationship or divorce from a seemingly amicable one. It is all because too many men believe that a woman rejecting them should be a death sentence. I almost changed that line, thinking that it was too much, and yet men cannot help themselves but prove the very worst opinions about us are completely valid. Over on Twitter, men were falling over themselves to justify why this was deserved. She was low-key rubbing it in his face. She's looking all happy, probably because she's cheating on him. She was cheating and rubbing it in his face, and he cracked. She was probably starting to do videos for money. That's the vibe I get. It's disgusting. She seemed so proud, happy, and excited for it. It's insulting she praised him for how well he was handling it. It's insulting she even went to social media to post about it. I'm indifferent to her murder. Men sacrifice their happiness for their families, women sacrifice their families for their happiness. People should think twice before destroying someone else's life. For all we know, this guy was a legitimately sane and benevolent person up until he had everything stolen from him. I hope she had a good reason, but I doubt it. Men will insist that a woman could not possibly have a good reason for divorce, and in the same breath insist that a man had to have a good reason to commit murder. It shouldn't need to be pointed out that legitimately sane and benevolent people don't kill their spouse. Now, not everybody was blaming Jennifer. Some men chose to blame the real culprit for her murder. No, not the husband that pulled the trigger. Divorce laws. We need divorce law to be fairer so things like this don't happen. It's easy to say happy divorce when it's not your income they're splitting. No-fault divorce will make tragedies like this more common. People snap when backed into a corner. Men tend to get screwed in divorce, being handcuffed financially to their ex-wife for life. Not an excuse, but I could see how a guy could snap. Horrible tragedy, and yet another case in a long line backing up the need for divorce reform. No-fault divorce with the potential to financially obliterate one party at a judge's whim has destroyed many lives. No, it's the men who commit murder that are destroying lives. And if they weren't trying to invent excuses, these men were just openly showing support. She was going to steal his house and his kids. I don't blame him, she seems heartless. Nothing wrong with burning witches at the stake either. She only looked after her own self and didn't care about his sacrifice, hard work, and providing for his family. Being a coward would be letting the state rob him of his resources because some woman got bored of her vows. And if this doesn't leave you absolutely terrified of who straight men really are, a few men took the next step and turned this story into an open threat. If you say in your vows, "till death do us part," don't be surprised if one of you meant it. People need to take vows seriously. If you are not willing to make a commitment for life, then do not make one. Divorce for fun sounds good until you realize some people take their vows seriously. I'm here to ask the most logical and relevant question that no one has ever asked. What is your life worth? Violence against women is so normalized that men will openly threaten to unalive women if they try to leave a relationship. And for every man who posts this, there are many more who think like this, but have the good sense not to attach it to their name and face. So the next time, gentlemen, that a woman tells you it's all men, or that she's scared of the violence of men, I want you to think back on this. That an unknown percentage of men feel entirely justified in acting violence against women because she's too happy, she embarrassed him, she insulted him, all the way up to ending her life if she tries to leave. And that she can never know, there is no way for her to find out if the man she is dating is one of those type of men. She'll only find out the day that he shows her.